We all know that one of the ways we measure relationships, especially today, is quantity of connections. How many people, how many technologies we use. But again, having a lot of networks or technologies doesn't necessarily lead to measurable change. The key is the skill of how do you use them to drive those outcomes. We've all seen people inundated with emails and overwhelm and leading to burnout. And so the key is this connectional intelligence. How do we bring AI tools? How do we bring human connections together in the right ways to drive those measurable business outcomes that we're trying to achieve? Again, research is showing across companies, across really every single industry, employees are burnt out with too many meetings and emails. They're not actually driving the most productivity. There was one study from Gartner that found that in the past, it used to take up to 6 people to make a decision. Now it's up to 20 people. Think about the amount of video calls and in-person meetings and reply all emails are happening to make one decision. So there's been a culture of over collaboration that's been created. And AI is just going to add on top of that. This is one more thing. And so what I've seen with the conversation around ChatGPT, and I have a new keynote where I'm actually working on what are those collaborative behaviors we need to make AI adoption successful. It's that, one of the reasons any of these transformations or technologies can fail is because we don't have the right adoption behaviors to make them useful. We kind of use them as another Yammer rollout or another social media tool. And so, the key here is all about collaborative behaviors with our teams to come up with what are the experiments we're going to try? How do we make AI work for us to actually lead us to those business outcomes versus using tools like ChatGPT to write emails for us to sound like robots. And then people read them and say, this isn't Seth, this isn't Erica, this is a robot that wrote this, which is happening a lot right now. So I've actually been working a lot in my keynotes to do experiments of prompts with clients. So brainstorming, where they actually think of something they have to regularly brainstorm. And they work together with AI tools collaboratively to think about what are different ways we're going to use AI to help us brainstorm before meetings, to come up with individual ideas and expand that level of thought. Then we all bring that to the collaborative meeting. And then we actually talk about what makes sense using that human judgment. Another one is writing and improving your writing. So if you are someone that has a more individual silo task, how can you improve your thesis, your writing around it, tailored to someone, but then get that human judgment with other people to make sure that deck or that memo hits the chord, based on that customization. It's all really about teamwork and collaboration, again, if we think about it.
In the new paradigm, in a new context. And I think it's really to underscore this power of connectional intelligence. It's such a great, it just captures it so beautifully. Congratulations. I know the book has been out, and you've been keynoting for years on it, but it's a kind of an evergreen idea here. And the landscape is what's changing and the sands are shifting, but those core virtues of it really are evergreen, are the constant. And I think that if we can get the recipe right, the balance of ingredients right, and have the teams and these leaders and the collaborative mindset methodology be able to then say, okay, these tools work here, these tools work here, this behavior is appropriate, then I think we're optimizing. And under it all is the human being.